Hey everyone, and welcome. Now, you are at the top of your game in aesthetic medicine, right? You help your patients look and feel amazing every single day. But what if I told you there's a huge profit center hiding in plain sight, right there in your clinic? Today, we're going to dive deep into mastering inventory management. We're going to turn that retail operation from a headache into a powerful engine for growth. And this, right here, just gets straight to the heart of the matter. Look, every single clinic owner has felt this pain. A patient comes in, they're so excited to get their favorite serum, and you're out of stock. Or you look at your shelves and you just see thousands of dollars of product sitting there, collecting dust. This isn't just a little inconvenience. It is a direct hit to your bottom line and, honestly, to your clinic's reputation. Think about it. You've already mastered these incredibly complex procedures and all this cutting-edge technology. So applying that same level of discipline and precision to your retail, that's your next big win. And this isn't about becoming some kind of shopkeeper. It's about extending the excellence you're known for to every single part of your business. So let's dive in. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the why. Why should you dedicate your precious time to inventory? The answer, honestly, is simple. It's all about profitability, because disciplined stock management isn't just about dodging problems. It is about actively creating a massive, massive opportunity for growth. Now, this is what's so fascinating. Just look at the financial reality here. For so many clinics, the profit margins you make on retail products are way higher than on your services. So every time you let a product run out or you have to sell off overstocked items at a loss, you are literally leaving that high margin cash just sitting on the table. Good management turns that risk into reliable, recurring revenue. In medicine, you'd never treat a patient without checking their vital signs first, right? Well, I want you to start thinking about your retail inventory in the exact same way. There are two key metrics, two vital signs, that are going to tell you everything you need to know about the health of your retail business. Let's break them down. So, vital sign number one is your turnover rate. This number tells you exactly how efficiently your money is working for you. It literally measures how many times a year you sell through your entire stock and turn it back into cash. A high number, that means products are flying off the shelves. A low number, that means your cash is just stuck, sitting there. So what's a healthy number? What are we aiming for? Well, the goal is a turnover rate of 3 to 4 times per year. If you find you're below 3, your inventory is moving way too slowly, and it's tying up your cash. But if you're above 4, well, congratulations. That means you are running a seriously efficient retail machine. It's a clear, measurable goal. All right, vital sign number 2, your stock to sales ratio. This one is all about making sure you have the right amount of product to meet your patient demand. Think of it like a snapshot in time that tells you, okay, how many months of inventory am I holding right now? And this is where you see that perfect balancing act come into play. The sweet spot is somewhere between 3 to 1 and 4 to 1. That means you're holding about 3 to 4 months worth of stock. If you go higher than that, you've got way too much cash tied up on the shelves. But if you go lower, you risk frustrating your patients with those dreaded out-of-stock signs. Okay, so now we know what to measure. Let's talk about how to manage it. We need a system, right? A system that stops stockouts and overstocks without you having to constantly guess. And that system is called the min/max method. It is a proactive, simple way to basically automate and optimize all of your purchasing. And it's actually beautifully simple. First, you set a min. That's your reorder point. So for example, let's say you sell 10 bottles of a lotion each week, and you know it takes your supplier 4 weeks to get it to you. Your reorder point should be at least 40, plus, a little extra for a safety cushion. So let's say 50 total. Then you set a max, which is the absolute ceiling you don't want to go over. Finally, you just program your POS system to send you an alert when you hit that min. It's that easy, no more guesswork. All right, next up is a really critical strategy. You've got to remember, not all products are created equal, not even close. Your goal isn't just to manage everything well. It's to find your absolute winners and then pour your energy into them. This is all about working smarter, not just harder. And this shows you the classic 80-20 rule perfectly. It is so common for just 20% of your products to be driving 50% or sometimes even more of your sales. Your mission is to find that top 20%. I'm telling you, it is the single most important analysis you can do, because those are the products that are truly fueling your clinic's profitability. So what do? Well, you give them completely different treatment plans.
For your best sellers, the ones selling more than 8% of their stock every week, you put them front and center. You feature them, you bundle them in promotions, and you never, ever let them go out of stock. But for the slow movers, the ones selling less than 5% a week, you've got to act fast. After just a few weeks, you start marking them down to get rid of them and free up that cash for your winners.
And that brings us to a really crucial defensive strategy. You have to protect your cash flow. Because those slow-moving, aging products, they aren't just taking up shelf space. They are actively draining the financial lifeblood right out of your clinic. Just let this number sink in for a second. After only 3 months on your shelf, the odds of selling that product for full price plummet to just 10%. This is exactly why a wait-and-see approach with slow inventory is so dangerous. Time is literally money here. And this timeline just shows you why you've got to act fast. The chance of a full-price sale actually peaks in that second month, and then it just falls off a cliff. So, the key takeaway is simple. You have to start your markdown strategy early, ideally within that 61 to 90-day window, so you can get back as much cash as possible before it's too late. So how do you stop this problem from even starting? Well, you use something called an open-to-buy, or OTB system. I want you to think of it like a prescription for controlled spending. It's just a monthly purchasing budget broken down by product category that makes sure you never overorder and you always keep your inventory levels perfectly balanced. Okay, wow, we have covered a ton of ground. We've diagnosed the problem, we've prescribed the treatment, so now let's pull it all together into a clear, super actionable checklist that you can start using in your clinic like today. Here it is, your action plan. First, get a good point of sale system and automate your tracking. Then, every single month, check your 2 vital signs and set up those min-max levels for your key products. Every week, find your best sellers and promote them like crazy while being really aggressive with markdowns on anything getting old. And to keep it all under control, use an OTB budget for purchasing and have clear procedures to prevent loss. This is your roadmap. So now it's time to go from learning to doing. And look, don't try to do everything at once. That's overwhelming. Just look at this list and pick one. Just one thing you can do this week to start mastering your inventory and unlocking that hidden profit center in your clinic. So, what's it going to be?